Good day, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. Welcome to our next Business Talks with Trusted Partner by CCIS. We are continuing with the next industry, next guest, and today we will explore the world of insulation materials solutions with our guest, Ms. Dasha Prigal. And also we will addressing the following topics like trends in the insulation industry, challenges in supply chain, next generation solutions. So if you have some question or advices that we didn't capture for you, you can write it in the text box located below, and I will read it later at the end of the discussion. So discussion with our guests will be approximately 20 minutes, and then we will follow with the questions and answers. Our guest of honor, Ms. Dasha Prigal, Head of Marketing, comes from the company Insulate. Dasha, welcome.
Hi, Ines, and thank you for having me here. And also, hello to everybody joining us. I hope you'll enjoy today's insulation talk.
Great, great. It's my pleasure hosting you, Dasha. Before we go step into the insulation solution challenges, 1st of June today, you already booked your holidays?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Croatia. I was hoping to go to Italy this year,
okay,
but I booked it, I don't know, 14 days ago. So I was a bit late for Italia. You know.
Already booked.
Yeah.
Where you wanted to go in Italy?
No, because I decided to book it 14 days ago, you know.
Yeah,
and in Italy, there wasn't that many choices left.
Okay.
So the only thing that was left was Croatia. So I'm going to Croatia once again.
Nevertheless, you're going on holidays.
Yeah, that's what
the most important thing.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Your mind from the insulation. So I will briefly summarize what your company do, okay? And then I will ask you just to fill me up with information that I didn't tell. So Insulate DOO company is high specialized energy technology company that's providing sustainable and innovative insulation solution for premium performance for the European market since 1992. Wow, sounds very complicated. Okay, so I understand insulation. So please fill our guests about your company. What does your company do?
Okay. So we actually started as the installation contractor company. And one of our first projects was for the brewery Union in Ljubljana. We insulated 6 of the fermenters, you know, the large tanks when they and I actually went to the Union experience that they have in Ljubljana, where you can visit the production, how they make beer, learn a bit of the history, you know. And then there you can still see the tanks that we insulated, you know, they are still standing after all these years. They still look good. So I think we did an excellent job at this.
Well, this is a good reference. How long was this ago?
I think it was in 1994, 1995. So yeah, they still look good, amazingly good. But back then, the installation work was quite seasonal, you know, so in winter time, there wasn't that many projects to do. So we had to find a way to accommodate that. So we started as a converter, you know, by doing different insulation products from insulation materials. I think we started with mineral wool pipe sections first, and then slowly expanded our range of insulation products. But in the recent couple of years, our focus has turned towards customization and making tailored installation solutions, because this is the area that we feel that we can bring the most value to our partners and our customers.
Okay, but if you go back in the time of brewery, so my question is, how long does it last, this insulation material, since it was like obviously 30 years ago and it is still there?
Yeah.
What is the age of this material?
Well, it largely depends on the quality of installation, and also if it's exposed to the weather. You know, if you put the installation inside of a building and it's insulated properly, I think it should last for the lifetime of the building, or so the statistics says. But if the insulation is exposed to the weather and other I don't know whatever, maybe there can be corrosion, or when the insulation becomes damaged, so it doesn't function as properly as it should. So this is the time where you need changing. So in industrial setting, there's a lot of maintenance work going on so that they fix the mistakes and damaged insulation. So it
okay, so then you said you have the solutions for different applications. Which are the applications you offer these solutions?
So because we can offer our partners different insulation materials for different settings, we can do everything from industrial settings to the commercial settings, even some OEM solutions, where everywhere where insulation is used, and if it's custom solutions that our partners require, we can do it. So no limits.
Okay, so your offer doesn't have any limits. So I'm guessing this is also tied with the construction sector.
Yeah, largely. Yeah.
So if construction is on downwards, then actually that means that you are also your solution is suffering actually business.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, insulation markets is tightly tied with the construction. So if construction is doing poorly, then also the insulation market will feel the effects.
So what is the current situation? Do you have a big demand?
Yeah, but we are facing like challenges such as everybody nowadays, but insulation market in general is gaining on popularity, and it's largely because the world is turning more towards the sustainability and greener buildings and energy efficiency. And this is all the areas where insulation is playing a huge role, especially with the tighter environmental regulations and government stimulation to support this transition. This is where insulation can help when the countries have to or want to reach the climate targets for 2030 and 2050. They will have to reduce the emissions and improve energy efficiency. And this is the areas where insulation will help largely. So
how does insulation here help, if you explain?
Well, let's say that I think that the world building stock is estimated to double until 2050.
Okay.
And this is also the year where many countries have committed to become carbon neutral, so it's a big step. And if I think that the buildings, like construction and operation of the buildings, account for somewhere around 35% of the energy usage. So if you can improve this percent or lower this percent, and it can be simply done with insulation or I don't know, improving the equipment and so on. But insulation is playing a big part. So also in industrial settings, sorry, in industrial settings, because I have just read this earlier, I think between 10 and 30% of industrial insulation is missing or damaged.
Really?
Yeah. And that's a problem because in industrial settings, the temperature ranges are a lot higher than in building applications, you know, so that the energy losses are higher. And if we would to fix this 10 to 30% of insulation that's missing, you know, the data says, I don't know how correct this is, but something is true probably. The data says that 66% of energy losses could be avoided with insulation. So if I can make a joke, what's the moral of the story? You have to insulate and then half of your problems will go away.
More than half of your
problems. More than half.
Actually, great one. Great, actually. Didn't know that the insulation has this kind of impact on the environmental issues today. Of course, this is a big issue. Everyone are aware of the environmental problems, and also EU directive for 2030. So how is the situation here in Slovenia? Do you have like an overview how many work needs to be done?
Well, there's a lot of building stock that needs retrofitting. I think that the new builds are already very regulated from 2021 to reach the lowest, you know, carbon emissions and so on. I think it's quite tight on the European level. But the existing building stock, you have grants and so on, so that the government helps you to, you know, make it more efficient. Yeah.
But you also do for residential buildings, or your application or solutions are only for industries?
Yeah, we can also do for residential, but on residential, there's, you know, they have special requirements or wishes, or I don't know, preferences would be the suitable word, or on which insulation material they use, because they're in residential buildings, there are more smaller pipes, and then there's the special insulation material used for, and we like the wool and polyurethane, and you know, so but we do it. If a customer would want it, we would do it.
where do you get your materials? Local or third market?
Yeah, we have a good supplier here in Slovenia, that's Knauf Insulation, so it's based in Škofja Loka, so it's pretty close to us. He's for the supply of the mineral wool, but we also have other suppliers so that we can, you know, because the problem nowadays is that insulation material is, you know, it's it's getting popular, you know. So the suppliers can limit you, you know, because so we have to, you know, get maybe something from this supplier, other thing from another supplier. So
but you can say made in Slovenia.
In Slovenia?
Yeah, you can say made in Slovenia.
Everything.
These insulation materials are also price sensitive now.
Yeah, of course.
Among other challenges, I imagine that you have also price issues like every one other company.
Yeah. The prices of the materials are going up constantly, like in every other sector.
So what would you address some other supply chain challenges then?
Well, the industry, installation industry and construction industry are facing another set of challenges besides these challenges now that we are facing with the whole Russia-Ukraine situation and the inflation and the rising prices of materials. They were already facing low productivity challenges. That's also because of the industry is very hesitant to modernize and to digitalize, but COVID may helped, because it forced companies to accelerate this, transformation. But they are also facing skilled labor shortage, and that's largely because the younger people don't see this kind of jobs as a career that's worth pursuing, so they don't go into it. And the world population is aging, right? So the skilled workforce that's now in the companies will soon retire, and they won't have anyone behind them so that they could transfer their skills and knowledge to. So the gap will become even larger, So
is there any solution here? You can scholarships or something like that to
companies, the Americans, they always know how to do it. If you watch YouTube videos on how to become insulation installer, they are amazing. I would go there. I would go, and they last 4 years, but the Americans know how to do it. But here you can see, I don't know, or I didn't see any offers on how to become insulation installer, get a career as an insulation installer. It's companies should put more effort toward attracting new talent. So
yeah, I agree with you. Where can our guests find you? Where are you already present besides Slovenia? So we are looking now abroad.
Yeah, so we basically export over 90% of our solutions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's around 93 or something. So mostly we are present on France market, German, Austrian, Benelux market, Italy, the European Union.
West part of Europe, actually. Big markets.
Yeah.
You said that you export, so who is the one who is installing this your solutions?
Installation specialists. That's our customers,
So this is your actually partner in Germany, who is also installation specialist, and he is installing and also searching for business.
We are looking for customers or partners that are, for one, which are installation contractor companies that are in the field of installing installation. Let's say if in industrial applications or commercial applications, hot applications, cold applications, whatever. But on the other side, when we are more focused on custom solutions, we also target the OEM market, who are, original equipment manufacturers, such as, if they make equipment for HVAC, and you would need to put some insulation parts in the equipment so that it functions better. We can also make this kind of part. So it's custom solutions on one side and insulation solutions for insulation contractors or specialists.
Do you have any bigger reference to brag about something?
You mean like Tesla?
Yeah, so please tell us the secret recipe. How do you get a job to insulate the Giga Tesla factory?
Well, for Tesla, we partnered up with Giga.
Okay.
We actually did, I think, 1 or 2 projects before that. They are specialized in paint shops for the automotive industry. And because we already did a nice job in one of the previous projects, so they approached us and we did the installation works and provided installation solutions for, I think it was called the most advanced paint shop in Giga factory, Berlin. For Tesla.
How long did you do this job?
Oh, it was quite a while. I think 4 months. Let's say 4 or 5 months.
I can imagine if this is Giga factory, then.
Yeah. It was.
Have you been there? Have you been?
No, sadly not.
Ah.
Just our 3 guys went so that they could look at what needs to be insulated and so. But we were hoping to visit when they had an open day, but too busy at work,
Next time or what?
Next
or
time, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You will do a lot, no worries. So, increasing demand. So, how are companies dealing with this increased demand now, where these trends about the environment and having these kind of solutions for the energy savings? How are you dealing with this increased demand?
Yeah, well, one way to do it, and it's getting more and more popular, is with prefabrication. So if I explain the term so that we are all on the same page, let's say that at one point, the construction industry figured out that it would be easier if they could make parts of the project away from the construction site, so that parts of the project, call it modules, whatever, could be made in factories, so that some of the work that's happening on the messy, busy job site that is affected by weather and has limited working hours can be transferred to safe and quality controlled, production factory that has, it can use economies of scale and 24/7 production capacity if needed. Okay. So that's one of the way. And modern prefabrication has now the capacity to make from walls to beams to the process modules or entire buildings if needed be. So it simplifies the assemblies because the modules can be made beforehand or in parallel to the activities happening at the job site. And then you just ship the modules to the site and just assemble the models together. You don't have to make individual components there on the site. You just connect the models and that's
prefabricated insulation solution. So this is your
this is our
job.
Mark feet.
Yeah. Nice background, by the way. Background. So I said earlier, you are marketing. So this is
we can't help it,
What?
It has to look good.
Has to look good, yeah. So good job here also. I must say it's very likable. Okay, so then you have this solution, Insulate Smart Fit System Solution. So basically this is your unique selling proposition for your company, if I understand.
That's right. Because if we take an average insulation project, for example, that where you need to insulate maybe some pipe work that has bends and fittings like elbows and T's and reducers, I don't know, and maybe some equipment, vessel tanks. There's a lot of cutting and fitting of installation that needs to be done, and you also have to have skilled workers that know how to cut and fit these installation parts so that the installation will be high quality and the insulation system will perform as it should, you know. So with our solution, you already get like insulation system that's made on specifically for a project, and then the insulation installers just pick up the components. You don't have to cut it, you don't have to fit it, you just put it on and assemble it, and that's it. So you eliminate a lot of the steps that you would have to do in the traditional installation of insulation method. So it simplifies assemblies, it quickers the installation times, it can reduce costs, it can all the
highlights.
Yeah,
and
it's also more quality work, you know, and less errors, less rework. Like all the benefits of prefabrication are in our solution.
So how many projects do you have open right now?
Ooh, quite a lot.
So this is like big demands you were mentioning before.
Yeah. We are busy. We are keeping busy. Yeah. Despite the whole challenges that we are facing nowadays. Yeah. Thank God.
How is your partner reacting to your prices now? Because obviously, if the materials go up, you need to also.
Yeah. Well, nobody's happy. We are not happy. They are not happy. But this is just something that we all have to deal with, you know.
Yes.
And yeah.
So construction sector is still on the rise, actually.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're booked to the end of the year, but where is your focus for which country? Or this country you are present and you just want to expand your business?
Well, actually, with your help, we are assistants. we are trying to establish our presence more in the German market, but also we just started to do some more activities for the Benelux market. So nice. We have now, yeah,
this is a big potential for our industry.
Yeah.
Great, nice to hear that. A lot of business, even better. Your focus, I like it a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of the half an hour discussion, a little bit longer than planned. So still, if you have any questions, you can ask, write, because you cannot ask. You can write it in your chat box and I will read it later. So I have like number 2. I appreciate this very informational talk about this industry. Do they have any plans to expand to Canada? Would they be able to increase their capacity? What % of additional capacity is possible? So be rational right now. So to what percentage of your capacity can you still extend to do some business in Canada? I'm guessing, Sonia, that you also have this kind of initiatives in Canada for the environmental industries and some housing projects and so on. Yes, Sonia is nodding, so it is yes. So you have potential in Canada also.
Well, of course, we would be open to the opportunity and exploring the different possibilities. About the capacity, I think I would have to ask my team, my boss, that is.
Your boss.
Yeah. But
so
of course we are open, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a pleasure. So actually, at the end of this discussion, when the video is made, I will also connect you to directly to communicate for some other opportunities.
If everyone has some questions or something, I will be available via email or LinkedIn. No problem at all.
Great.
Yeah.
Dasha, very professional, Dasha. So thank you once again for being my guest. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, for
Have
me
a
too.
nice rest of the day. Also you, dear ladies and gentlemen and guests, and see you next time.
Okay. Bye.